Hi guys, Mung here with a Ghost Trick deck profile. This is mostly experimental still. I know what I want with this deck mostly, but there's a couple cards in here that are mostly just for trial, like Stein and Ghoul. I'll get to why that's experimental right now, but to start this off, it's not your standard 40 card build. Everybody does 40 cards. It's very efficient. Um, I'm not really having a lot of problems with it being this big. There's a lot of draw power here. There's enough stuff to stall you out. It's pretty decent all around. But let me go ahead and get started with this. So first, I have two skeletons. I might bump it up to three just because I like being able to deck out my opponent. The only reason I'm running at two right now is because you can only use the effect once per turn anyways, and it's not that hard to bring back from the graveyard either. So two I find is very, very okay. It also goes into some pretty great synchro plays with Warwolf here, and I like Warwolf because he'll deal 100 damage for every set card. And with Ghostricks, you set a lot of cards. And it's very easy to set your opponent's cards face down too. So that's just more damage that you could put there. It's not super overpowered where you're dealing so much damage that you could OTK them or anything, or even in a few turns. It's just 100 damage each, but eventually that will add up. And by having this card, you can only use it once per turn too, so that's why I only have it as two. But it does pretty well, and it'll get the opponents down eventually, and it'll put some pressure on there. It could be some bait, so that way to keep Skeleton alive, or maybe some of the other cards alive. But it's pretty good. It's one of my favorite. These are my favorite cards in the deck. Next, have three Gengishi, just so I can be sure that I can add the cards that I want to my hand, depending on the situation. Mostly I'm going to go for Skeleton and Warwolf, but if I need to, maybe a Stein or a Ghoul, Doll, Lantern's a good one. So I have three of him here. There's good search power, which is why I say that the deck doesn't need to be at 40, because you have a lot of search power here. I have Stein because I like to be able to have the field spell. The field spell is pretty good. The only thing is that nowadays there isn't that much that can be destroyed by Stein, and you can't exactly just summon him normally. So he has to be face down first, anyways. So it's kind of tough. This is why kind of experimental, but I like being able to bring a field spell to hand. Ghoul, because he can buff up Stein pretty good. He gains attack equal to the combined attack of all Ghostricks. I mean, none of them else can attack, but if this thing, if you have a Skeleton or a Warwolf on the field, it'll add those plus Stein plus Ghoul. So that'd be almost like, what, 4,000? 12, 24, 26, 37. That's like 52 or 53 attack right there, just with that. So, that's why it's pretty good. It's only at one right now. It's still experimental. If I probably should bump it up to two if I really want to see it efficiently, but I don't usually. My main thing isn't to attack with this deck. It's mostly just kind of gimmicky. I like to deck out the opponent, make sure to get rid of their resources, to get rid of their combos, stuff like that. So that's why I'm more focused on Skeleton and Warwolf and stuff. Which is pretty good. It'll change targets face down. If there's something that you don't want to see in the board, just have this, uses the fact, put it face down, like they have a blue eyes or a red eyes, a darkness metal dragon or something like that. It's not bad. Yuki-Onna, I have three because I really like this card. It's better without the field spell, because the field spell, you can attack directly, and you kind of want them to attack Yuki-Onna. But if you don't have the field spell out, because we don't have a terraforming right now, it's really good because it's like a mini quaking. They'll attack it gets destroyed, but their monster goes face down, and they can't change it. So they can't use it for synchros, they can't use it for XYZs, and you can't use it for fusions. It's just they're just gone. They're face down. You can't do anything with them anymore. Doll is a good searcher, and it'll also get rid of, or not get rid of, but it'll put your opponent's cards face down. And with cards like Noble Mana Crossout, that's just really good to be able to do. It does it at the end phase though, so it's not like a huge deal, but putting them face down and then special summoning a card is pretty good, because then you could get out, again, Skeleton or Warwolf or something, Stein, all these cards. Yeah, just 1 Jack Frost. I might bump it up to 2. It's pretty good. I don't use it that often, but that's probably only because it's at 1. But the deck's already pretty big, so I don't know if I want to make it to 2. 1's okay for now. Plus, it's a good fodder and good for like a Allure of Darkness or something, since all these monsters are dark. Next is Lantern. Lantern's kind of a necessity. You'll see other deck profiles. I'll probably run 3 Lanterns as well. It just negates attacks, so it'll keep your stuff alive. It'll keep your Warwolves, it'll keep your Skeletons, it'll keep your Jingishis alive. It's really good. Spectre, good draw power. If something's destroyed, like a Yuki-Onna or anything else really, just draw and you can special summon this, and it's more power for Skeleton, which is really good, because the more Ghostricks you have in the field, the better Skeleton is. Then we have Ghostrick Mary, one of the best Ghostrick cards. Especially if you have the field spell, you just take damage. You can just discard this and special summon something. One of the top cards up here. So it's pretty good. Running it at 3, more search power. 2 Museums. I think Museum's actually one of the better ones, because you'll take the damage, and it's a lot of damage, but all their monsters will end up being face down, which is really good, because then you get Noble Mana Crossout then, which I'll get to right now. But yeah, it's pretty good, so I run it at 2. Parade's really good too, adding Ghostrick cards to your hand. The downside is that the opponent takes no damage, which kind of sucks, because Warwolf just makes it irrelevant, which is why it's only at 1. But its other effect is pretty good anyways. So, and you can just replace it with Museum really easily. So, it's a pretty good card. Raigeki, because why not? You get if there's just a lot of cards that they have huge beaters that are just killing you or something. Why not have Raigeki? It's kind of expensive, but it's worth it. It's really worth it, especially with this deck, because they're not the strongest cards in the Yu-Gi-Oh! So it's good to protect them. Allure of Darkness, just for draw power. There's a lot of draw power on this, but you could be able to get your traps that are very necessary. You can get more of your spells. Their Ghostricks out. It's pretty good. You could put it down to 2, since there's already a lot of draw power in this. 3 is okay. Again, this is mostly just experimental. 2 Noble Mana Crossout, because it's really good with cards like Yuki-Onna and Quaking Mirror Force, the Ghostrick around, with basically all the Ghostrick cards. It'll just get rid of anything. They'll banishes the monsters, and that's just it's really good, especially if you have especially if your opponent has a lot of floaters on the field. You don't want it in the grave. You want to get completely rid of it. So 2 Noble Mana Crossout, it's really good. It hasn't failed me yet, really. Ghostrick Vanish, I might bump it up to 2. It's just sometimes it's kind of hard because my hand won't have any Ghostrick monsters, so I can't really use it. But a lot of the times I do, so it's pretty good. They can't be targeted, so I might bump it up to 2, but 1's okay for now. Ghostrick Break, if a lot of your Ghostricks are in the graveyard, if they just destroy 1, then it's you can get it, and it's pretty good, especially if it's like the Xyz cards, because those you don't really want to flip face back down. So it's pretty good. Plus, it'll work if you end up doing Ghostrick go around, and then they'll destroy, and they attack again, they'll destroy the monster, you just get back 2 monsters. So it's pretty good. I run that 2. 3 Ghostrick Scare, to protect your Ghostricks. more protection. It's you can never go wrong with that, especially with this deck. You know, pretty weak little guys. So 3 is good. Ghostrick around, same thing. This is the best Ghostrick trap card, I feel. It can, you know, stop anything. You can send one of their monsters face down, Noble Mana cross out it, and then, you know, go on with Warwolf and other things like that. 3 Quaking. I might, like, if making this in real life, I'd make it 2 because 3 is expensive, and I already have one that I got for cheap a long time ago. So I might just have it at 2, but you know, for YGO, it's at 3 because it's really good. It saves you so many times. And Endless Trap Hole or Floodgate Trap Hole. I don't know why. Floodgate Trap Hole, just because you know, if they get out something really big, use this face down. Can't use it. Noble Mana cross out it. It's the best. You know, you want your opponent's cards face down for this. The extra deck's pretty small, but it's okay. You know, I'm not an expert at extra deck cards or anything like that, but I feel like this is pretty good. I have 2 Angel of Mischief, just because having 3 wouldn't be too good, and having 2 is actually really, really cool, because you can, okay, well, 2 Alucard, because you need Alucard. It's really good. It really helps out the Ghostricks a lot. You can get rid of it's basically like a Noble Mana cross out, except, you know, it sends them to the grave instead, but it's still pretty good. Soaky Boss, really good card, really gimmicky. If you just have it on the field and, you know, all the other Ghostricks are face up on the field, it'll get rid of a monster, and it's not that hard to have a total attack that's higher than, you know, really big monsters like Blue Eyes and stuff like that. It's not that hard, and you just get rid of it, and then they can't use the zone anymore, which really makes it hard for them to bring out other stuff. And it's really good. I feel like it'd be really good against pendulums, because I mean, I haven't dueled a lot of pendulums with this, but it'd be really good against pendulums, because then they don't have the zones, they don't have enough materials to be able to make stuff from their extra deck and all that stuff. So it's pretty good. And then Angel of Mischief, because you can overlay with Alucard or Soaky Boss, depending on how many materials you have, and it's just a win condition card, and it's really, really good. And then you could bring out second Angel of Mischief, also with an Alucard or a Soaky Boss, and use this Angel of Mischief to add a Ghostrick card to your hand, and then use that Ghostrick card to add to this first Angel of Mischief, so that way you can get all 10 cards that you need a lot faster and just get that win condition. I haven't really done it, but I've been pretty close, and if I can get it, that'd be the best thing ever. But this is a really good way to do it. And yeah, that's the list. It's really experimental at the time, but I haven't had too many problems with it. I guess I know Blue Eyes isn't really like super meta right now, but that was one of the first decks that I dueled against that was, you know, pretty good, that I actually beat really easily. I you know, had no trouble beating it. I'm pretty sure I got rid of most of his combo cards with Skeleton. At the end of the duel, he had like 34 cards in his banish zone because of like 2 of his own effects, and the rest just because of Skeleton and Noble Mana cross out. So it's really good. It's pretty solid right now. So yeah, that's it. If you guys have any more suggestions, or if you like it, you know, please like, subscribe, all that stuff. And yeah, thank you.